Hey viewers, welcome to VL Astrology. Once again, I'm Vanita Lenka. I'm a Vedic astrologer and I use the Sidereal Zodiac to predict. And today I'm going to be talking about the stellium in Capricorn again. Yes, I had made a video last year also for the 2021 February stellium on the 10th of and 11th of Feb. And this time it's happening on the 28th of February 2022. Similar kind of transit, yet little bit of differences there, which I will be explaining through in this video. So Saturn was in Capricorn when this conjunction of planets, stellium means the conjunction of planets in a sign. It's a clustering of planets. Stellium is a very powerful energy. It actually is something which we all must make the best use of. And how do we use this conjunction? You have to first of all check what all planets are there in your Capricorn sign. And you should see if there is some maleficence attached to this Capricorn sign in your personal chart. For Gemini natives, it's the 8th house. So this can be that you get good results. Even if there is a lot of configuration, a lot of clustering of planets in the 8th house, it can give you very good results. Irrespective of this conjunction, you should first see where your planets in your natal charts are. What kind of relationship are they forming with these planets which are getting clustered in the sign of Capricorn? Saturn being the ruler, of course, is very powerful. The first and the foremost placement you should see is of Saturn. What is the condition of Saturn in your natal chart? If Saturn is strong, it will take care of many things. If you have a strong Mars, because Mars is also going to be part of this conjunction, which was not there last year, and Jupiter and Sun are not going to be in Capricorn sign. They're going to be together in Aquarius when this conjunction happens. And all the planets will be in the Rahu-Ketu axis, which is called the Kalsarpa. We do have Saturn, Mars, Moon, Venus, Mercury. All these planets are going to be here. And this definitely will bring about many changes. Capricorn is a sign where you have to put a lot of effort. It's a super powerful energy here. Is a goal-oriented sign. So whatever you will plan right now would lay a foundation for the future prospects. Whenever there is a clustering of planet in a particular zone, we have to see the ruler of that. It's a house where all the planets are getting conjunct, like the guests are being called upon. Some guests are not that friendly. Some guests are really, they get along well. So Saturn is the ruler. So we have to see most of the planets are in good dignity because Saturn has good relation with Mercury, Venus, as a matter of fact, Mars also, because Mars is exalted here. Mars would be exalted conjunct this Saturn. Moon, of course, is the swiftest, so will be leaving the zone. You feel restless when Moon is there. No event happens on the particular day of the transit. So we do take plus minus 3 months from the conjunction. So when you have to check this transit, you have to see the basic foundation, that is your natal chart. If your natal chart is strong, then none of the conjunctions or none of the transit positions which are not that favorable will give you unfavorable results. On a mundane level, there can be some major events that can happen. The leaders might change policies. It's about Mercury, so business, trade, commerce, depending on the country's charts, of course. The film industry, the glam industry, because Venus is involved. Mars, making some major decision. The policy making will be taking place, especially in the army, navy sector, sports sector. So there will be a lot of energy involved when there are so many planets in a particular zone, and especially in the Capricorn sign. On the mundane level, of course, we can be heading to warlike situation, epidemic. After April, of course, there is a downhill trend towards the COVID. When last year this happened, then after a month or so, there was an upsurge. There was a second wave all across the globe. These kind of configuration clustering, they don't lead to the incidents happen not on that day, maybe plus minus 3 months time. And there was a grand conjunction in 2019 in December. Then there was a clustering of planets, stellium in February 9th, 10th, 11th in Capricorn, and all the planets in Rahu Ketu axis also. So these are considered to be little precarious, yet they will be very different individually. How they will be impacting you individually, the results will be definitely very different than what is happening globally. Let me start with the predictive for all the 12 signs. So for Aries natives, this is your 10th house transit. Like, all the planets are conjoining in the 10th house of yours. So this is definitely very powerful energy for name, fame, honors, recognition. And the chief influence of the 10th house is your profession, occupation, business. So that is definitely going to be the focal point during this transit. So you will be more inclined towards respect, name, fame, change, success, reputation, setting of the goal and achieving those goals also. This relates to gallbladder and knees. So this can lead to some complications health-wise as well. And this is the throne. It's the government affairs. So this will bring about some changes in the government policies, or maybe if you're an authoritative figure, so there will be some major decision making that you will be doing during this time. So in case you are heading to any kind of change, you should be more receptive to it. Change of residence, change of job, change of place. So all that is definitely going to be very positive for you. The second lord, seventh lord, fourth lord, third and sixth lord, these all, and the first and the eighth lord, they all are getting conjoined here. So apart from Jupiter and Sun, which is like the 9th, 12th and 5th house rulers, they are not there. So this is a very positive time for accumulation of wealth, finding new friends, alliance. For occult sciences also, this is a very positive transit in case you are into any kind of occult sciences. For Taurus natives, this transit is happening over your 9th house, and this will definitely be giving you inclination towards education, you enhancing your higher knowledge, journeys. Maybe there will be some journeys. Luck factor will increase because the lord of the 9th is also there. So the fortune, publicity, hearing from your grandchildren may be something to do with that. It's a dharma trikona. So you will be more spiritually inclined also during this time. And there will be some kind of meditative mood that you can get through on this particular day, especially when there is a conjunction happening. And then plus minus 3 months, as I said, you will be having a lot of inclination towards philosophical growth. You will be maybe enhancing your learning, education. You will be discovering yourself, exploring yourself. Whenever there is a lot of energy in a particular zone, you should actually broaden your horizons, and you should always think of something new, something big. This can also lead to some complications with the father, or there can be some problem to the father. Saturn-Mars combination generally gives nerve pains, feet region, or there can be some bones related issues that you have to go through. So be careful about that. Some chances are bright if at all you're thinking of place change, country change. So you can be doing that as well. All the lords, apart from your 4th lord, 8th lord and 11th lord, all the lords are conjoining. So all the houses are getting active here. So make the best use of your financials. Your main focus can be your relationship also. Very good time for the alliance and matchmaking also. Education wise, it's very, very positive. You might be traveling for learning more higher education. For Gemini natives, this transit happens over your 8th house. And whenever there is 8th house, for Gemini natives, this transit is happening in your 8th house. 8th house is the house of longevity. It's sorrow, scandals, obstacles, impediments, transformation, regeneration, sexuality, unearned money, gifts, occult, all this, like, there will be hurdles, but you will be, at the end of the day, you will be learning something and growing In case you are having some chronic pains, chronic diseases, so this will be giving you some relief also, because you have a lot of energy in this house. So this will definitely enhance, and then it will come down. The energies will slowly and gradually fizzle out. So inheritances, legacies, taxes, wills, insurances, all that is going to get activated. So this is the time when you should give some time to yourself rather than getting frustrated, because there's a lot of energy in your eighth house. And all the lords, apart from your third and seventh and 10th lords, they are not there, but rest of the lords are getting conjoined and getting together in Saturn's house. So this might bring about some restriction in whatever you're doing, traveling, learning, acquiring knowledge, changes that you were anticipating, promotions. So all that is going to be a little laid back kind of a thing. But you will get through. By the end of the day, you will feel that this actually happened. So the frustration, of course, that frustrating energy will be there, as it is Rahu Ketu axis is heavily active here. But at the end of the day, you feel that whatever happened was in your favor only. So don't give up. It's the time to accept and be receptive to whatever is happening around you. With this so much of energy, you should actually go in for some meditative mode during this, especially during this day. Coming to the next sign, that is Cancer. So for Cancer native, this transit is happening over your seventh house. Seventh house is relationships, partnerships. So this definitely has a lot of energy to connect with the people around you. This will give you a lot of success in your business, in your relationship. You will be spending more time with your partner, and you will have some contract or agreement made during this time as well. Do not get into any kind of conflict, quarrels. So there can be some contracts you can get into. There can be some journeys, place change, something which is expected, you have been waiting for, will happen during this transit. So some disputes you will be resolving also. You will be having good relationship with the outside world, with the outside countries, some partnership business overseas. We must bring out the positives of these kind of conjunctions. Only the Lord of the second, sixth, and ninth, they are not part of this conjunction, this stellium. So rest of the planets, even the Lagnesh, that is also looking at Cancer, that is Moon. So this brings about a lot of emotional bent of mind. You can have strong bonding with the people around you, or you can get very emotional about people rather than being practical. And very good time for making a matchmaking, alliance, getting into a relationship. But you can be very aggressive also. But this is a conclusive kind of a phase, that you'll be going through. So it's definitely very positive for you. For Leo natives, this stellium is happening in your sixth house. And sixth house is the house of health, sickness, diet, debt, labor, service, work, co-workers, aunts and uncles. And it also relates to your diseases, your recovery from the diseases also, and the day-to-day routine. So when there is a clustering and a lot of energy in your sixth house, so definitely all these will get impacted. You will be focused more. Your area of focus would be, attention would be towards these areas. And you will definitely get a lot of support from your co-workers. You will be starting a regime for looking after your health to look good, and you will be managing your routines also well. This requires a lot of attention. This zone requires a lot of attention. There is always a chaos when there are so many planets in particular zone, but we must see what kind of planets are there. So the friendly planets are engaged here more than the unfriendly planets, unlike last year. So this definitely is better than the last year's stellium. In case you were having complications with the subordinates, employees, you wanted some loan. So all those energies are going to get a little better. And also Jupiter and Sun will be looking at your first house, being the Lagnesh looking at the first house. So definitely very positive for you. With the eighth lord, there can be some obstacles or some hurdles that you have to go through in your relationship, but is going to be taken care of because of the positive grahas, the friendly grahas of Saturn in the sixth house zone. Mars is also exalted, so take care of your diet. Some change will definitely be coming your way. with the Rahu Ketu axis also very active. All the planets are in Rahu Ketu axis. You're not able to accumulate more wealth. You're not able to invest better. So be careful when you are going to be going for some major investments or some travel plans. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Virgo. For Virgo natives, this stellium is forming over your fifth house, the house of speculation, romance, hobbies, your activities that you like, games, sports. So all these are going to get very heavily active, even good for progeny purposes, I would say, in case you want to go in for some conception, pregnancy, or childbirth. So this definitely is very positive because there's a lot of energy here. So this will bring about those things which are subtle till now. So they will be very good for recreation, for artistic talents of yours. Venus is also involved, entertainment, amusements, sports activities. So get involved in all these things that you will feel a little better. In case you want to go in for some investments or crypto, stocks, shares. So this is a very positive one. It's very good for time for the prior attraction before getting married or getting into a wedlock. So this will bring about somebody in your life who could be a potential partner also. And this will be bringing about growth in your financials. This is a kickstart because it's forming a very big yoga. So you have a second and the 11th Lord also conjunct here, very good for your Lagnesh also in the trine. So definitely, some changes coming in for work-wise also, education-wise, growth prospects are pretty strong here. For marriage, of course, if you're already married, this can bring about some confusion because Jupiter is in the 12 places away from the 7th. So this can bring about some complications depending upon your personal chart, as I said in the beginning part, that if you have Shubha Grahas in your Capricorn sign, this transit is not going to impact you negatively. But if you have Ashubh Grahas, which are not good Grahas, or we can say malefic Grahas, then this transit will be giving you bad results. So you have to figure that out yourself. Coming to the next sign, that is Libra. For Libra natives, this clustering of planets is happening over your fourth house. Fourth house is your roots, your domestic affairs, how you can acquire, tangible assets, property, land, building, mines, farms, vehicles. All this is represented by the fourth house. And to top it all, happiness and learning. So just go in for some acquiring of knowledge, learn or start some education, start something, initiate something like that to gain that happiness. So it is directly proportional to that. And you want to acquire more knowledge, then this transit is for you. This clustering is favorable for you. Definitely very good time for getting in touch with your roots or relating to your mother. Maybe she can have some health issues, but yes, this will bring about some changes around you, your environment, your residence, because as it is, fourth house is getting heavily impacted. So any kind of permanent possessions are going to get enhanced when so much of energy is there. Just take care of your chest region because there are so many planets going there. So you have to be a little extra careful about your chest region. When fourth house has so many planets, it actually disturbs those areas and you have to leave that particular zone and go somewhere else. Okay, so this is definitely going to bring about some change. For Scorpio ascendants or the moon sign, this transit of all the planets happens over your third house. Third house is the house of communication, short journeys, your siblings, sisters, cousins, neighbors, and the strength to make bold decisions. You would really need that strength, right? So this also is going to enhance these areas. Your connectivity with your people around you is going to be really getting bolder and stronger. Whatever you're not able to convey, you will be able to convey now. Also, this is bringing about some inclinations and ability that you have, which is latent. So you will be getting engaged in your communication, correspondence, information exchange, maybe somebody you have to make really, some important decisions you want to convey, and you have to make certain decisions. So this is definitely a very positive and a strong transit. It also will give you some kind of change of residence also whenever the third house gets, because it's the 12th from the fourth. So this will bring about some change of residence also, with so many planets in the third house zone, with the eighth lord also being there and the 12th lord also there. Sixth, eighth, and 12th lords getting conjoined in the third house. Definitely there is some unsettled kind of an energy that you have to go through. Be careful about your speech, what you convey to people. Drive safely, carefully. This can lead to some complications in your relationships also. But you will definitely be able to convey whatever you have been not able to till now. You're going to be having that kind of courage, and you will definitely find some solution to your problems that you have been going through till now. Okay, coming to the next sign, that is Sagittarius. For Sagittarius natives, this clustering of planets, the stellium is forming in your second house. This is your financials, materials, resources, attitude towards and ability for earning money, family, speech, self-worth. All this is denoted by the second house. Your fortune and your profit and loss, your financial prosperity, all this is seen from this zone. So here you will have a lot of expenditures because you're having good amount of earnings also. Your bank balance is fluctuating because of the planets, such planets who are there in this sign. This is not limited to what one owns in terms of tangible things, but also, one's feelings and emotions, as well as our inner selves, abilities, needs, and wants, our self-worth. This is that kind of a place. So when so many planets are there, so we will be having a lot of focus and attention on these areas even more. You should stick to your family values. This is the time to focus on good things of life and not just the monetary growth. Coming to the next sign, that is Capricorn. Yes, Capricorn native, stellium is forming over your first house, over your head. Okay, so this literally means the house of body, your own body, your own self, your character, your temperament, your individuality, self-consciousness, constitution, with so many planets also there. So this will be like indicative of your vitality, vigor. Might just get more inclined to take care of your body, yourself. Whatever struggles you have been going through, this is the time when you will be actually determined to orient yourself towards achievement of the goals that you have set. You're having a practical approach towards life. Since Saturn has been transiting over the first house, a lot of hard work you have been putting from a long time, and you are working, slogging really hard since Saturn is in your first house. January 2020, Saturn transited through this first house. So if you feel that your dasha was so favorable, you have to see what kind of connectivity the Saturn is forming with the natal Saturn. So make the base your natal Saturn and then count where your transit Saturn is. So this might be forming a 6-8 relationship, or it might be forming a 2-12 relationship, because of which you have not been able to make good amount of money. So this shall also pass, not to worry, and you can go in for some investments also and get into any relationship also, because Rahu Ketu are in 5-11 axis still, but they're losing the potency to give results right now. Okay, so utilize it, I would say. For Aquarius natives, this transit is happening over your 12th house. Clustering, or the stellium, is forming in your 12th house. 12th house is confinement. It is like, imprisonment, hospitalization, losses, seclusion, emancipation also. So what is happening here when so many planets are there? This is a confusing kind of an energy, what to do, what not to do. You feel quite miserable, that, oh, I'm doing this, it's not actually working out. I'm just putting a lot of effort, but it's not being paid off. So you feel quite frustrated. It's a good time to talk to yourself. Spend more time in seclusion and talk to yourself. Work things out. Whatever impediments or restraints or limitation, whatever you're feeling, till now, this will enhance those areas where you will be contemplating and introspecting even more. This will enhance your expenditure also, investments also, donations also. You will get attached to some charitable institute, and it does give anxiety and suspicion as well. This can lead to some changes also, maybe foreign land, because it's a house of overseas and foreign countries. So that's getting active. So much of energy is there. So you might spend on overseas, or you might travel overseas, but you will definitely spend a lot of money here with the 12th house getting active. So plan everything well. This is the time when you have to fight those secret enemies who are plotting and scheming against you. This can lead to some conspiracy also with so many planets. See, all the signs cannot get the best of the results. So the result will definitely modify looking at your planets in your birth chart. From the planet in your birth chart, make it the planet that you are studying, and then see how the planet is in the sky. So you have to figure that out yourself and see how you can do some unselfish activities during this time, which is definitely required. Be more charitable. Coming to the last sign, that is Pisces. So for Pisces natives, this transit is happening over your 11th house. The stellium is forming in your 11th house. So the 11th house is your friend circle, is your social circle, profits, gains, income from all sides, acquisition, desire, wish fulfillment. So when so many planets are here, the likelihood is that you will be moving around in that society even more. You will form that kind of connectivity with people around you, because Mercury is also there, and Mars and Venus is also there. The possibility is that you will be getting in touch with that community you have left from a long time. Just revive those friendships, revive those business professions, which actually elevates you. You have been waiting for, or the other person has been waiting for, and then you miss the bus. So don't do that. Spend more time on thinking of things where you can figure out that what is right for you, what is good for you. So it's a good time for professional growth, business growth, higher education, higher services, higher studies, speculation also. Good amount of money through stocks, crypto, shares, all that is definitely going to be better off. And this is considered to be less productive or less, it is not. So this is the time when you should actually be going in for some progeny. If at all you want to go in for childbirth, this is definitely very positive for you. And Jupiter being in the 12th house, for you, and Rahu Ketu axis predominant. So this is like, it can lead to some confusion or problems with the overseas people also. Maybe you're overseas yourself, and then, you are thinking and planning to wrap up and come back. So this will give you a lot of connectivity. And maybe your older sibling is going to be traveling, or is going to be leaving the country and going overseas, depending on your personal chart, of course, and his personal chart. All right. But I think this is the one of the best transits, I would say, with all the planets, most of the planets in the 11th house. So this is a wish fulfillment time. Ask for that wish and that will be fulfilled. Okay. So stay blessed, and let's hope for the best for this also. Just lead your life in a very normal way. Don't think that this is going to be giving you only negative results. So many planets, so many energies. So don't get panic stricken. Okay. Stay blessed, everyone. Om Tat Sat.